Hi, and welcome back, my friends, to another video from Chasing Saints here. We're going to be going over some new relics that I recently rescued. And this is a really interesting group of relics. So first I want to start out with this really beautiful old relic here. So I'm going to zoom in here. Let's look at the saints. These are first-class relics. And this is Saint Emiliani, I believe, on the top. It's a bishop. Second is Saint Ignatius of Loyola. St. Stanislaus Costa, and St. John of the Cross. This is a really beautiful relic here. And there is, of course, some gorgeous paperwork. I'm just going to open this paperwork up here so you can see this. And some of these relics are very special. Okay, let's see if we can open this paperwork all the way. Sometimes it gets a little finicky. Okay, so ex ossibus, so from the bone of St. Emiliani, bishop. Next is going to be St. John of the Cross, ex ossibus. Okay, St. Stanislaus Costa, ex ossibus, and then del tela imbuto sanguine, which means from the blood of St. Ignatius of Loyola. And we can see the date right there, 1840. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? 1840, very beautiful, gorgeous paperwork. Of course, the seal does match on the back. It's got this beautiful seal here with a duck right in the water. Very, very beautiful. So this is a very nice ancient paperwork, and that goes with that beautiful relic right here. So we're just going to place this to the side. Okay, now the next group of relics that I have, and this is a very interesting group that came together. This is actually from the estate of Mother Pascalina Lehnert, I believe is how you pronounce it, Lehnert. And that's Lehnert. Now, what's interesting about her is that she was called the godmother of Pope Pius XII. And she was actually working for him as a nun, so she did his housekeeping, cleaning, she cooked for him, and she really helped run his business, day-to-day business in the Vatican. And I believe she did this for about 30 years. And she had a massive collection of relics. Relics, clothing that Pope Pius XII wore. And unfortunately, well, she died first off in 1983. And there's a whole story about her, a beautiful story, and some of it not so beautiful. The church really, there were a lot of jealous cardinals, about her. And a lot of cardinals were jealous, and they actually got her kicked out of Rome after Pius XII died. But she did come back on the invitation of John the 23rd. Okay, so she came back and she helped advise him a little bit. But she died in 1983, and her entire estate went into a charity, went into a special charity where the relics and all of her belongings that she collected, all the beautiful writings and the paperwork and drawings and paintings and everything that she had that Pope Pius XII had and wore, including his papal shoes. It was amazing what she had, but that whole estate was supposed to be with this charity, with this non-profit that would take care of it, and the church could benefit from it, right? Well, unfortunately, about a month ago, that charity closed down, and they put her entire estate online in an estate sale. And I found out about it, and I was like, okay, I've got to rescue as much as I possibly can from this. But I've got to tell you, the items went so incredibly high. I was absolutely shocked. Like, for example, his beautiful shoes. Oh, they were gorgeous. I wish I could show you a picture of them. They went for, I believe, $8,000, $9,000, plus the buyer's fee. So not only do you pay for the item, but when you attend one of these estate sales online or an estate sale period, not only do you buy the item, but then you have to pay a buyer's fee, and then you have to pay shipping. So it can be really expensive. The more costly that the item is, the more the buyer's fee. So I believe the buyer's fee on that was around $3,000. So I think his shoes went for about $12,000, just to give you an idea. And then you have to pay the shipping to get it out of the country. And then when it comes in, you have to pay a customs fee. So there's so much to be done when you're rescuing relics or rescuing items. And anyways, obviously I did not win the shoes. I did not win his coat. I didn't win very much, but what I could, I did rescue. And I've got some beautiful, beautiful relics and beautiful things to share with you today. So you can see right here, this is ex capillis. So this is from the hair of Pope Pius XII. And you can see that beautiful relic right there. We're just going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so Pope Pius XII hair. Another hair relic. These were the only two first-class relics of them that were available. So I picked both of these up. I got a lot of relics of Pope Pius XII. Okay, here's another relic. And this is, I believe, yeah, this is St. Aloysius Gonzaga. Beautiful. That looks like ex carne, so from the flesh. Okay, that's a beautiful one. This is a second-class relic of Pius XII. Look at that beautiful, beautiful metal. I just love that. Beautiful gold, blue interior in here. Very nice. Here's another one that I rescued, and this is two saints here. St. Francis de Sales is on top. St. Jean Chantal is in the middle. And actually, there is St. Margaret Mary Alacoque on the bottom. And I believe the first two are second-class relics, and the bottom one is ex ossibus, so from the bone. Okay, here's another multi-relic. And let's go ahead and zoom in so we can see who this is. Okay, St. Peter Canius here at the top left. St. Ignatius of Loyola. The Cure de Ars. Oh, I really wanted that when I saw that. The Cure de Ars there. And then St. John Birchman, who is the patron saint of seminarians, or altar servers. I'm sorry, altar servers. Sorry about that. Now, this one I have not yet looked up. I did look up initially at the beginning, but I believe this is in German, and this is a second-class relic of Blessed Genegans, I believe, here. Okay. The next one that I have here is a first-class relic of Saint Gerard Martyr. This is a nice big bone relic. It's beautiful. Look at all that. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that's a bone relic. Here is a four first-class relics here. And at the top here we have St. Charles Borromeo. On the side we have St. Benedict Abbot. On the bottom we have St. Angela Merici. And on the left here, we have St. Anthony Abbot. So St. Anthony of the Desert, Anthony the Great. That's another beautiful relic. Here's another second-class relic, another beautiful one of Pope Pius XII. Ex Documentus. Okay, here's another one of his. Another one right here, Ex Docum. Okay, and another one. Look at this, another beautiful one. Okay. And here's another one that's blue. Another blue one. So I rescued as many as I possibly could. Here's another first-class relic of St. James Major, the Apostle. That's another very beautiful one, isn't it? Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, and then I have St. Vincent de Paul, a second-class relic that I rescued. The next one that I have here is a triple relic. And this is St. Mustiel, Virgin Martyr, St. Mercury, I know I've got that wrong, but doing the best I can on that one. And that is a bishop confessor. I forgot what the English word is for that person right there. And then St. Modesta, martyr on the bottom. Okay, the next one to show here is St. Camillus Lellis. This is a second-class relic. And then we have a very beautiful old relic here of St. Cecilia, Virgin Martyr. Very old, very beautiful. And you can tell it was on something hot. So it melted the relic, the seal here. And this was on top of another relic. And it looks like a relic like this. And it indented the wax there. So it got a little bit of damage. Now the last one here is a big relic of the Virgin Mary. And this is sealed here. It's got a very beautiful seal. Actually, one I haven't really seen before. Let's see if we can get some more light on this so you can see the seal. It's a beautiful double double kind of seal. You got the 2 tassels, but I don't know if you can see that as clear as I can. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, this one was kind of hard to see at first, but I finally figured it out. And this is from the sash of the Blessed Mother, and you can see it right here. 2 pieces of cloth. And this is ex Fratias and BMV, Blessed Mary of a Virgin. Okay, so this particular relic is considered part of her birthing cloth, okay? So part of the cloth that she gave birth to Jesus in. It's a very beautiful, very rare relic. And I love, again, that beautiful seal right there. It's got a very beautiful seal. So that is a nice, rare relic of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Okay, so the next, not really a relic here, but the next thing that I rescued here was Saint Benedict. Saint Benedict, my bad. Pope Benedict XVI, okay? He's not up for sainthood yet, at least, and I'm not sure if he will since he abdicated his throne. But anyways, got this beautiful medallion of his. And I just thought this was really nice. Got a beautiful medallion of Pope Benedict XVI. And actually, his papal, what do you call that? I can't even think of the term right now, but I tried to rescue his entire Zacchetto, there we go. And it came with a letter of verification from Mother Pascalina. And it was in her handwriting verifying that Pope Benedict XVI wore this Zacchetto. I was like, oh my gosh, I really wanted it. But it went for almost $5,000. And I was like, doggone it. Can't afford that. Okay, so here's 50 cents in euro. And it's got Pope Benedict XVI's face on it. I thought that was cool. And then also right here we have a rosary. I'm sure this was blessed by Pope Benedict XVI. It's got that beautiful Vatican seal right here on it. So it's got this his papal seal and the Blessed Mother on the front. So it is a Benedict XVI crucifix, cross, rosary right here in this beautiful seal here. Okay, so that was really neat. Now, the next one was actually what got me into this auction in the first place, this estate sale. And this one really was my prize. Okay, I got a lot of beautiful relics, a lot of beautiful things, but this was something I really wanted because it was a piece of history. And it's a little heavy, it's a little hefty here. Okay, so this is a relic altar stone. So when you have a mass said, when you go to church, there is always an altar stone on the altar. And in the altar stone is something just like this. It's cut out. Now this is sealed in here. And inside of this are first-class relics of martyrs. So every mass is said on a martyr like this, on a saint, on a relic of the saints. And typically there can be anywhere between, I believe it's between 3 and 5 saints that are put into the altar. A lot of times, like I said, they are martyrs. And this is a very nice, well-used, you can see it's been chipped out a couple of times here out of different altars. But this has verification with it. This isn't just any regular relic stone, okay? This is a piece of history relic stone. I'm going to share with you who this is. Okay, so here it is, certification of consecration. It was consecrated on October 17th, 1977 by His Excellence Monsignor Marcel Lefebvre. Okay, this is right. The Archbishop. Okay, so Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre, who is the founder of the Pius X. Okay, the Pius X, the Latin Mass, the traditional Latin Mass. He's the one that really saved the Latin Mass. I don't think that we'd have the Latin Mass today if it wasn't for what Marcel Lefebvre did. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of controversy with this, and I'm sure I'll get some good comments from people. I did not agree with what he did for most of my life. My grandparents were, as I would call them, Lefebvrites. They loved Marcel Lefebvre. They were the Pius Xers. They went to Latin Mass only. I thought they were crazy growing up. I, of course, went to the Novus Ordo Mass, and that's what I was raised in. And I used to get really angry because, you know, they left the Novus Ordo and they went to a Pius X, which I considered excommunicated at that time. You know, but as I got older, obviously, my beliefs have changed. And I really think that our Latin Mass would not be where it is today if it was not for Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre and what he did. So I'm not sure about this, but I tell you what, I love this. This is a beautiful stone. You can see right here, it is his signature. So not only was it consecrated by him, but it's got his signature on here, which is a beautiful piece of history and a beautiful altar stone. So I wanted to really share that. This is really what got me into the auction. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the holy grail for the Latin Mass community. Of having a piece of, you know, an altar stone that was consecrated by Marcel Lefebvre. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so the next two relics here that I have were not rescued out of this particular estate sale. These actually came out of another rescue that I did. And this is a very beautiful relic. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at this. Very nice, big relic. At the top here, I have not seen this saint before. This is St. Paul the Hermit. Okay, so this is not Paul the Apostle. This is Paul the Hermit. Now, there is no paperwork with this. And the reason why I say that, you know, kind of negative on it, that there's no paperwork, is because some of these relics have multi-relics. So some have additional to the bone. But you can see here, the next saint that we have is St. Stephen, proto-martyr. St. Anne, the mother of the Blessed Virgin Mary. St. Joachim, the father of the Blessed Virgin Mary. St. Mary Magdalene and her sister, St. Martha. Oh my goodness, this is a really stacked reliquary. This is a reliquary that is super powerful. And there's two relics in here of St. Anne. So there's two particular relics just for her, which that one's definitely from the bone, and I'm not sure what that one is. You know, I'm not sure. I cannot tell by that, but that's definitely from the bone on the right. On the left, I'm not sure if that's from a piece of cloak or if that's from, you know, her flesh or something else, but it's two relics of her, which is beautiful. Okay, so there's a sister relic to this one. This one has a lot of relics in it. Okay, so at the top is St. Teresa of Avila, St. Jean Chantal, okay, right here. There's two relics for her. St. Margaret Mary Alacoque, two relics for her. St. Francis de Sales, three relics for him. And St. Ignatius of Loyola, one relic for him. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at that. Look at those beautiful relics. I know that light keeps getting in there. So that's another very beautiful relic. Okay, now the next I'm going to show here is a gorgeous relic of St. Joseph. Yes, the St. Joseph. So let's zoom in. Let's take a look at this. This has a lot of beauty to it. This is ex palio, so that is from the cloak of St. Joseph, spouse of the Virgin Mary. And you can see a piece of the cloak in there. Now, what's additionally beautiful to this, and I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit for this one, because it is a big piece of paper. And this is the relic paper for this. Very beautiful. You can see it right there. Paleo, so from the cloak of St. Joseph of the Blessed Virgin Mary. You can see the date here, 1879, June 27th, 1879. It's got this gorgeous seal. Absolutely beautiful seal. It's got a dog on it right there on the bottom. The papal tiara, the crozier. Absolutely beautiful. The signature. So that is another gorgeous relic. This was not rescued out of Mother Pascalina. So this was not something that came from her collection. This was something that I rescued additionally myself. Okay, now these were rescued out of Mother Pascalina's And I mentioned before that I rescued a lot of second-class relics of Pope Pius XII. And these came in photographs. Picture frames. Okay, so let's see here. I'm trying to get that reflection off of that light. So ex in documentus. Okay, so this is second-class relics. And you can see they put it here inside this picture frame. So pictures of them with the relics, the seals. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Now this one was actually a Pope Benedict XVI. And this was in German. Okay, it was this interesting image here. It's in a picture frame, and it's the ring of Pope Benedict XVI. It's the fisherman's ring. So that was equally beautiful here. Okay, here's another second-class relic of Pope Pius XII. Okay, another triple relic, second-class relic of Pope Pius XII. And then another quad relic of Pope Pius XII. Okay, so these are all very, very beautiful relics. I'm just going to pause this and move these out of the way. Okay, also I got some stamps here of Pope Benedict XVI. So just some stamps from his time. And these are Vatican stamps. Okay, that was an interesting bit there. And then this right here, which was, I believe, the handwriting of Mother Pascalina Lehnert. Okay, and these were little prayer cards of hers that she had collected. You can see this. Okay, I'm not sure what this one is. Definitely some interesting ones in here that contain her handwriting. Look at this. Get some light on this. A little bit more. There we go. I have not translated that yet, but it's just a really old envelope here. Nothing in particular inside, but the handwriting of Mother Pascalina. Some cards, another one here of Loreto, Mother Pascalina's handwriting from the sanctuary of Our Lady of Loreto. Okay. Another prayer card there. Beautiful prayer card. There's some beautiful, beautiful old prayer cards here. Okay, St. John Vianney, very old prayer card. Another prayer card, another beautiful one, just some old ones here. Here's the Pope. There's a postcard here. Pope Pius XI. Okay, and then a second-class relic of Padre Pio. Beautiful, right there. With a prayer on the back. You can see here, if we zoom in, on the back of the Padre Pio second class, you can see the Franciscan right there. Okay, just some more prayer cards. Another very beautiful prayer card here in German. And you can see some of these writings are on the back, and I'm not sure if these were Mother Pascalina's handwritings or not, but just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. These back in there just like that. Okay. Now, there were two relics that came that are broken, and I'm going to show you who they are. Okay, this first one is St. Aloysius Gonzaga. Okay, I thought this was a beautiful one of him, St. Aloysius, but it is broken here, so this is definitely invalid. The seals are broken, and you can take this relic out, you know, so it can pop completely out of here, just like that. So I was disappointed when I saw that, but this is what happens sometimes when you rescue relics and they come out of large collections. They could be broken over time or broken from use or misuse, or sometimes people like to try to steal the relics. This is a St. Joseph relic, and unfortunately, this one too is broken. So the seals are broken. You can see it's completely loose in there. Okay, so that could very well be a relic of St. Joseph, but since it's broken like this, it's really considered invalid. So I could give this to a priest or religious if they wanted to have this. You know, it's a beautiful relic, but you obviously cannot put this out for veneration or anything like that. So since it has been compromised, but those are those relics. Okay, now there is one more relic here. And I've got to tell you, this is the most beautiful relic I think I've ever seen. Okay, I'm going to try to move this over here. It is huge. Okay, so bear with me for just a moment. I actually have it opened up on the bottom. And I haven't opened up on the bottom because I want to be able to... hold on a second. Let me get that up here. Get that light moved out of the way. Okay, now this is... oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. That was actually perfect for the bottom of the relic here. Okay. Now this is a relic of St. Peter. St. Peter the Apostle. And this is a Vermeil relic. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back here. Let's see if we can capture... we'll pause this video for just a second and see if I can get this at a better angle and better quality. Okay, all right. Now, I know you can't see too much here, but you can see the inside of this relic here. You can see it's on a red pillow. It looks to be made of silk. Silk with the papal keys here, the Pope Peter keys. And inside of here is an absolutely gorgeous relic, and I'm going to take it out and share it with you. But first I wanted to tell you a little bit about this. So let's see how far out we can zoom without getting outside the black. Okay, there we go. So we'll see if I can lift this up and give you a better idea of this. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful, beautiful relic. Okay, this reliquary here is made of vermeil. Now, if you're not familiar with what vermeil is gold-plated silver. So this entire statue, this entire reliquary is made of vermeil. So it is gold-plated silver. It has the markings on the back here, back of this right here, the back down here on the bottom, and on the very bottom. So this entire statue, it's 17 inches tall, it's 7.5 pounds, and it is gold-plated silver, and it is beautiful. Look at St. Peter here. Look at the intricate art. See if we can get it zoom in, get a little bit better lighting. There we go. There we go. We got better lighting here. Look at St. Peter. Look at this. It's got that beautiful keys of St. Peter. It's got 3 crosses on it, holding that in his left hand. In his right hand, he's got the 2 fingers up, the thumb, and the 2 fingers drawn in right here. This gorgeous relic. Let's see if we can get it turned. Okay, that looks like it's not going to want to turn because I have the bottom open here. But I'll show you. I'll take this off here. Ooh, there we go. It's a big one. Wow, that's heavy. All right, so we'll put this down right here to the left. Be extremely careful with this. And this actually just arrived today from Belgium. I'm going to lower this back down here as carefully as I can. And let's take a look. Wow, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? So here's the bottom. Here's the bottom. We have our beautiful pillow. I'll turn this around. You have the keys of St. Peter on this side. And then on this side, you have the back side of what would be the papal tiara. So you can see this right here. Let's go ahead and get a little bit better of an angle. Let's see if we can angle this down a little bit better for you. There we go. All right, now you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here. So the back of the papal tiara. Okay, we'll lift this up. Turn this back. And this is also gold. Now this is quite heavy. So I'll twist this off and bring this over for you to take a better look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is just so gorgeous. It's beautiful gold tiara. It's got our threads are intact. Our seal is intact. Let's go ahead and give it a zoom in here. Take a look at this seal. Look at that. I believe that has St. Peter's right there on the inside of this. I believe that very well may be St. Peter's Square. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer without getting it too blurry. Or with my hand shaking too much. It is unbelievably gorgeous. I see 3 stars at the top here. Maybe y'all have a better eye for this. It is just mind-blowing, honestly. This is honestly the most beautiful relic I've ever rescued. This was not from Mother Pascalina's collection. This came from a private relic hunter that I have over in Belgium. This just arrived today. And let's go ahead and get a look here at the actual, move that light off here. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Here, we'll try to move that up. Okay, so let's see if we can get a zoom here on the relic of St. Peter. You can see the inside here. Look at that beautiful work. It's got a big piece of bone. I'm not sure if this is a piece of the skull of St. Peter. But a relic of this magnitude would be something that would come out of the Vatican itself, or a basilica, or a big cathedral. I don't believe it would go to an individual monastery unless it was approved by the Vatican to display such relics of this magnificence. But it's got glass in there. It's glass encased. It is, like I said, absolutely gorgeous. It's very heavy. It's beautiful. And it is a powerful relic of St. Peter. Now, I did take the silver engravings that were on the back, and I put it in the ChatGPT, and I searched with the images of this relic. And I was trying to figure out where this came from, who created it, and what ChatGPT said based upon the seals that the silversmiths used when they engraved their particular engraving into the silver, into the gold silver. They said that this was French silver. It was 100% pure gold-plated French vermeil silver. And they said that this relic was most likely created between 1830 and 1960. They did not have an idea of where this actually came from, if it was in a cathedral or anything like that. But they did say, they did say this, however, that something of this quality, museum quality, would have most likely only been seen in the Vatican, or like I said, a basilica or a major cathedral. But they said this was very, very high quality as far as relics go, and I absolutely agree. You can see right here, there's little pins, like little bobby pins that are pinning this down. Same thing right here and over here. So all of these are pinned in, and the relic just sits right inside of there. just like this. And then St. Peter sits on top, and then I just screw it in from the bottom. But again, very beautiful relic. I'm just absolutely enthralled. I'm blown away by how gorgeous this is, and the magnitude of this particular relic of St. Peter. I've never seen such a thing. I've never seen or touched or handled or seen something so beautiful in my life as far as relics go. So just wanted to share this with you, and let's go ahead and pray with these beautiful saints here. I actually just had someone over to the house, a husband and wife. He came for their 28th wedding anniversary. And this gentleman and his wife were praying for a particular intention. Yesterday, they reached out to me, and they said, hey, we've got a new miracle that happened because of the relics. And they got the intercession of the relics and the saints that they came over to venerate. And this lady who had been out of church for 20 plus years, her son recently died in a motorcycle crash. And they were praying for her to come back to the church to get her faith again. And she went to confession yesterday, which was wonderful. So that couple reached out. They were so happy. They were so joyful. And before they left, I had them write down the name of this person on a piece of paper, and I put it on the relic table. So the relics and the saints would be praying and remembering this person. And that's been on there for about 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks' time, she came back, back into the church here. So it was very beautiful. I love these saints. I love the relics, and I love rescuing the relics. There's just so many wonderful treasures in our church. So let's pray for the intercession of all the saints, all the relics that I've shown you today, all the saints I've shown you today, especially through the intercession of St. Peter here in his most gorgeous, gorgeous reliquary, Thecca. So holy saints, please come to the intercession of all those that are watching this video, asking for your intercession, and if it be God's will, that their prayers will be answered, healings will occur, conversions will occur, and wonderful faith will be developed and produced from these beautiful saints. In the name of Jesus, amen. All right, my friends, I will see you in another video. I wish you well, and may God bless you. Just remember that Jesus is Lord, Mary is our mother, and the saints are our dear friends. May God bless you.